Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good morning, my students. This is grade 5 social studies. Today's unit is Today and the Future. The unit says Today and the Future. It is lesson 4 that says Discoveries and Invention. We can find this topic from textbook page 126 to 129. Activity book page 72 to page 74. Good. We all know every time that every lesson has its own objectives. We all know every time every lesson has its own objectives. The objectives of this lesson is to identify ways that scientific discoveries and technological innovations have improved people's life and helped the Middle East to develop. Number 2, to analyze the impact of modern life has on the environment. Number 2, to analyze the impact modern life has on the environment. Thank you. Now, what about the discovery of oil? The discovery of oil has brought great wealth to our region and changed the way we lived. The discovery of oil brought great wealth to our region and changed the way we live. This means the countries in the Arab world, or Saudi Arabia to be specific, was not the way it is at the moment if we had not discovered oil. Many things changed after they discovered oil. Number 2, the roads and other infrastructures in Saudi Arabia changed to the best after the discovery of oil. Once they discovered the oil, they had to improve their roads because to transport the oil from one place to another, you require good roads. Number 3, there are many other oil reserves in the world, but our region has some important advantages over others. The question is, why is Saudi Arabia doing well in their oil reserves than other countries? We shall see this in the next. Good. In this slide, we shall discuss the advantages of oil drilling in Saudi Arabia. In this slide, we shall discuss the advantages of oil drilling in Saudi Arabia. First, the size. The size of the oil reserves in Saudi Arabia is extremely large compared to other places in the world. The size of the oil reserves in Saudi Arabia are extremely large compared to others in the world. In other countries, some oil deposits are quite small, so each drilling operation requires expensive machinery. In Saudi Arabia, the oil reserves are very, very large, so one oil well can tap huge amount of oil. Number 2, tightly controlled oil concessions. Tightly controlled oil concessions. Our oil reserves are run by a few companies. Our oil reserves are run by few companies, and this also cuts down the need for many expensive wells and keeps the cost down. Number 3, high pressure reserves. High pressure reserves. The oil deposits in our region are often under high pressure. We all know this is a very, very hot place, so the oil deposits in our region are under high pressure. The oil does not require high powered pumping. Already the high pressure is enough to make us get the oil easier. So the oil drilling in Saudi Arabia does not require high-powered pumping, and this is very, very good for us. The other one is an inhabited country. Our oil fields are in areas of the countries inhabited by few people or no people. So we don't need to remove people from where they are living for us to get the oil. No. These places that have oil have no people, and the roads to those places have no people, so it's much easier to transport the oil from one place to another. Thank you. Thank Let's come to the next slide. On this slide, we shall see the invention of air conditioning. Another important creation of this century is the air condition. In 1902, at a paper printing factory in America, the heat and humidity levels were causing the colors not to print well. In 1902, at a paper printing factory in America, the heat and the humidity levels were causing the colors not to print well. So, one of the employees called Willis Haviland designed a machine to adjust the level of heat and humidity. One of the employees called Willis Haviland designed a machine to adjust the levels of heat and humidity. This was the first world air conditioner. This was the world's first air conditioner. It was a great invention. We can see how much now we need the air condition. But the invention started in 1902 when this guy was not happy how the machine was printing. My question is, could we be surviving without air conditioners in our houses? My question is, could we be surviving without air conditioners in your houses? Thank you. The slide you're seeing now, this is the real guy, Willis Haviland Carrier, and his first air conditioner. You can see it was something very, very big. Definitely it was not portable. You could not carry it. But he came up with the idea of trying to regulate the heat and the humidity. The man you're seeing on that slide is the one we call Willis Haviland Carrier, who came with the idea of air conditioner in 1902. Okay, the other invention or discovery was the history of fertilizers. When we discovered fertilizers, people started increasing their crops, their fruits, and other things started getting manufactured in a very good way. But before that, people used different methods to improve their crops to get better yields. Before that, people used different methods to improve their crops and to get better yields. Some of the organic methods which are used to improve our yields are crop rotation, waste products, the bone meal, and the compost. All these methods, they can make our yields to increase, but they are very organic and very old. What is crop rotation? Crop rotation, here, farmers get better results when they do not grow the same crop in the same land every year. Crop rotation means not growing the same crop in the same land every year. Number 2 is the waste product. Horse dung, the bird droppings, all these are called manure, and they enrich our soil. The other one is the bone meal. This means grinding up animal bones to provide a rich feed for the soil. The bones of animals, when they're grinded, they are very good in the soil and they can help us so much. The last one is the compost. Compost means decomposing plant matters create a rich soil that can be added to the ground. Decomposing plant matters create a rich soil that can be added to the ground. All these are the old ways. But after that, people came up with the idea of fertilizers. Let us see the next slide. What are fertilizers? Fertilizers, these are inorganic and they are manufactured by human beings. They are not natural. A fertilizer is any chemical that can help plants to grow bigger, faster, with better yields. Again, a fertilizer is any chemical that can help plants to grow bigger, faster, with better yields. What are some of the advantages of fertilizers? is that they replace nutrients that get used up by growing plants. One, they replace nutrients that get used up by the growing plants. Number two, plants grow quickly, forming strong and healthy roots. When we use fertilizers, plants grow quickly, forming strong and healthy roots. Also, fertilizers help farmers to use the land efficiently, producing more crops in less land. The fertilizers help the farmers to use the land efficiently, producing more crops for less land. So, my dear students, we have seen and we have learned how important these inventions were and how important these inventions are making our lives to be easier. One was the oil, two, the air conditioner, and three, the fertilizers. I'm sure we could not be surviving very easily without these three inventions and discoveries. So we have to appreciate the people who came up with all these ideas. Thank you for following, and feel free to ask any question if you are stranded anywhere. Thank you, guys.